Move over. TD Ameritrade and Scottrade. There's a new leader in the pack of the finest trading platforms in the country. That's right, Phil's Easy Trade platform, designed by professional traders, and is why it's so easy to navigate, so easy to execute, and includes the most important and advanced features that give both professional and novice traders the edge they would expect. So simplistic, so stealth-like to assist you in building your profit center. For information on Phil's Easy Trade platform, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG.
That's right, folks. philsgang.com now offers a stock trading and investing platform. This unique platform is fast and designed for performance with the integration with PTT1 and PTT2 stock charts. It will also be tailored to the way that Phil's Gang teaches you in class. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Be sure to watch the Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grande, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on various devices like smartphones, tablets, your computer, and more. Get free access to the Phil's Gang Show right in your hands at home or on the go. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com and click on the Listen Live link. And we'll see you on the charts.
Here at Phil's Gang, we understand the ghosts of 2008 and 2009 hang over all investors. In a recent banking analyst report, studies show the reason people are not investing in the stock market is a greater need for financial education. At Phil's Gang, we are your #1 provider of financial investing education techniques. For over a decade, Phil Grande has been coaching, guiding, and helping people build a successful trading plan for any time frame, from current income to retirement security.
I think what you're doing is extremely important. People don't realize this, but financial education is in many respects the most important education you can get, and that's what they're getting from your show.
Build your investment confidence with Phil's Gang today with daily webinars, alerts, and educational videos. And all material is archived for your convenience. Put the investment ghosts in the past and start investing with Phil Grande and Phil's Gang today. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600.
You should join philsgang.com and get the best investment education available on the market today. For only $49.95 a month, you'll have complete access to Phil's daily live webinar classes, alerts, educational videos, and much, much more. At philsgang.com, there are no contracts and no hidden fees. Just straightforward, no-nonsense market investment knowledge that only Phil Grande can deliver. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264.
Professional traders and investors know that Interactive Brokers provides the edge they need in today's markets. Low commissions and financing rates, along with best price execution and a focus on advanced trading technology and low costs that help maximize returns. At Interactive Brokers, not only do professional traders and investors get direct market access to stocks, options, futures, forex, bonds, and funds on over 100 markets in 23 countries from a single IB universal account. They also benefit from a wide array of advanced trading technology, from extensive options trading tools to sophisticated risk management and much more. Keep a pulse on daily market activity with commentary with IB's Traders Insight, which delivers market analysis from professional traders in the industry directly to your screen. Visit us at interactivebrokers.com to learn more about these offerings. interactivebrokers.com. Interactive Brokers, member SIPC.
Every single one of his medical bills, everything is just all taken care of.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes.
At St. Jude, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti. Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
I love your show. I love your honesty. Glad to say I'm doing very, very well. Thanks to Phil. I now have become a consistent, profitable trader.
I've been with you for about a month and a half now, and I'm already up 7%.
I'm so grateful that I found you and with you and your staff.
This year I'm up 60% on my portfolio.
I'm on top of the world. I finally feel like I've got my master's degree in stock trading.
Well, I just want to tell you, thank you for giving my confidence back in trading.
I have learned more in this 2 months than I've had in my years of doing all my different stuff.
philsgang.com. Simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. Again, that's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, a lot of people are afraid of the stock market after losing most of their money in the different crashes, but now you don't have to be fearful because we have technology that will tell you when the markets are ready to collapse. That's right, the PT2. I designed it so that we get information in advance of any correction, the smallest correction to the largest correction. Get my PT2. Make sure this time when you are investing that you have safety on your side.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Unemployment is down to its lowest level in 7 years. 5.4%, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty exciting stuff.
Pretty exciting stuff. Unemployment down to 5.4%. Pretty exciting stuff. When unemployment truly is 10%. That's right. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast, around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. This weekend was incredible. After Friday's night's number, the pumping of the numbers were incredible. Nobody wants to tell the truth. Now, here's Bill Maher again, doesn't know he's talking about 5.4%. How we wish it was at 5.4%. It's not 5.4%. They tell us it's the lowest in 7 years. And then, of course, Obama came out on Friday and he made his pitch to everybody.
We learned that our economy created 223,000 new jobs last month. The unemployment rate ticked down again to 5.4%, which is the lowest it's been in almost 7 years. That's 3 million new jobs over the past 12 months. And all told, over the past 62 months in a row, America's businesses have created 12.3 million new jobs. By the way, 62 months ago is when I signed the Affordable Care Act. So obviously it hasn't done too bad in terms of employment in this country. Just thought I'd mention that.
You wonder who the idiots are applauding and yelling and screaming. If they only knew the truth, they'd go up and carry this guy off stage and hammer him. I mean, it's such a bunch of BS. It's incredible. Who are these morons that applaud? They're herd mentality type people. They don't look into anything. They just stand there and applaud. Whatever he says got to be true. Bill Maher, he's on TV. Whatever he says got to be true. So stupid. Who believes that the unemployment rate is 5.4%, the lowest in 7 years? What are you, nuts? Then he says over 63 months, businesses have created 12.3 million new jobs. Even if they had, they're crappy jobs. And he says another 3 million over 12 months. Well, why don't we start deducting the other stuff? They don't deduct the other stuff. I think you should be fair about it at least. Let's deduct those that are classified as unemployed. Those are discouraged. How about the unemployed, the discouraged, and the marginally attached? What do we do with them? We don't count them. They're all considered unemployed. They don't count them as unemployed, but they are. They don't have a job. So if you did that, you're talking a 12% unemployment rate, not 5.4%. It gets worse. It gets worse than that. If you go and count everybody in this country who doesn't have a job, everybody, it's really 18%. There's all this game playing going on. And by the way, this April number, it just drives me nuts. All we heard all weekend, this April report, 230 232,000 jobs, 223,000 rather, 223,000 in April. Wait a minute. Why don't we report it properly? It should have been reported like this. For April, folks, I hate to tell you, the numbers really sucked. We had a historic gain of 437,000 part-time jobs, the biggest gain since June of last year. We lost, for the month of April, 252,000 full-time jobs. Who cares about the 223,000 jobs after you report the truth? That we gained 437,000 part-time, we lost 252,000 full-time. Do you really care about the 223,000? But see, they don't do that. They report it backwards. Oh, yeah, 223. Boy, we did a great job. It just makes you sick. They don't tell you the truth. And they never talk about productivity. What are we producing? We're not producing anything. Productivity. What is productivity? Most people don't even know what productivity is. That's our standard of living. How much these workers produce is how we live. It increases or decreases our standard of living, and our standard of living has been going down in the toilet. It's been going into the toilet because we're not producing anything. We don't produce nothing. We don't manufacture anything. Higher production, higher value, and higher incomes. Now, that can be achieved for every hour worked, but we're not there. Unfortunately, for 2014, the productivity had dropped 3.5%, but nobody's talking about that. The worst productivity since 1990. And we're not doing any better for 2015. We just started 2015. Productivity already has dropped by 2.1%. Already. In fact, this means that businesses, the output is nearly $1 trillion less today than what we need. We need a productivity of 2.5%. So we're underneath that by $1 trillion. When productivity is going down, when productivity is falling, that coupled with higher labor costs, that's a real negative for the economy. But you don't hear them talk about that. Because that means additional expenses without additional worker efficiency. Remember, increased work productivity fuels a stronger economic performance, and we aren't getting it. The other reason we have such a decrease in worker productivity is because of that stupid Dodd-Frank bill, one of the dumbest bills ever put in place. It's killing productivity. Why? Because that bill is it's not creating an environment for entrepreneurs. This country was built by entrepreneurs. And the Frank Dodd bill was to kill entrepreneurs. That's what it designed to kill entrepreneurs. They don't want people thinking, they want people thinking like cattle, herd mentality, like the people that applaud. So we're not creating enough small businesses, which has always been the soul of the America's economy. Because, as we all know, new businesses are critical for the U.S. economy to grow. You can't depend on Cisco. You can't depend on GE. They only grow so much, and then they stop growing. Look at Cisco. They stop growing. You need a new cycle of new businesses, of entrepreneurs coming in all the time. New entrepreneurs working in the garage and getting out of the garage and getting funded and building a big business. Businesses have a life cycle. They stop expanding after a while. But we can't get these new businesses off the ground. We never close the doors. The doors are closing on so many businesses. We've never had so many young startup businesses where they close their doors like this. We have more businesses closing their doors than ever. So we're not. That's where our productivity is really getting killed under Dodd-Frank bill. Because they have these complex tax codes. We should take that tax code and throw it out. They've increased taxes. All kinds of penalties on small businesses from the EPA regulations. I mean, every day there's a new EPA regulation. That raises the cost of doing business. Every time you slam out a new EPA regulation, that rises the cost of doing business. And the banks, they have virtually cut off all financing to new businesses, to small business. You can't get a loan for a small business. I told you that last week. Why would a bank loan me 6%, even though I've been here for 15 years, when they can take 3% and make a 3% profit, where on 6%, they only make 1.2% because they're borrowing money at 0%. They can make 3%, just loan it back to the Fed. We'll be right back after this break.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Boy, the news has not been good lately. You know that 62% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck? 24% of Americans have more credit card debt than emergency savings. Or how about this one? Adults under the age of 35 currently have savings rates of negative 2%. Wow. We need to set up a game plan. We need to get you back into the financial markets in a very positive way. And we can do that. Just join philsgang.com. We're here to help you. It's only $49.95 a month. That's it. You're going to be investing in yourself. That's what you need. And you got all the Phil's Gang material archived. You got classrooms. You got support. There's nothing like it. So as this market continues to go higher, not because things are good, not because the economy is doing well, because of all this stimulus, you're missing one of the best opportunities to put retirement money away now. Sock it away now, but you got to learn how to do it. Check us out. That's philsgang.com or give us a call 877-600-4264. Hi, this is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. What makes investors around the world successful? They're savvy, they do their homework, they look for the best deal, and they find it at philsgang.com and Interactive Brokers.
Professional investors know that Interactive Brokers provides the edge they need in today's markets. Low commissions and financing rates, along with best price execution and a focus on advanced trading technology and low costs that help maximize returns. At Interactive Brokers, not only do professional investors get direct market access to stocks, options, futures, forex, bonds, and funds on over 100 markets in 23 countries from a single IB universal account, they also benefit from a wide array of advanced trading technology. Go to Interactive Brokers and improve your returns today.
philgang.com chooses interactivebroker.com. Check out Interactive Brokers for more information. And be sure to tell them Phil Grande sent you. That's interactivebrokers.com. What makes investors around the world successful? Their stocks, options, futures, forex, bonds, and worldwide from one account. I recommend Interactive Brokers to all my Phil's Gang members. I use it myself. Check them out. Go to philsgang.com and click on the Interactive Brokers graphic. And that's philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Boy, the news has not been good lately. You know that 62% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck? 24% of Americans have more credit card debt than emergency savings. Or how about this one? Adults under the age of 35 currently have savings rates of negative 2%. Wow. We need to set up a game plan. We need to get you back into the financial markets in a very positive way. And we can do that. Just join philsgang.com. We're here to help you. It's only $49.95 a month. That's it. You're going to be investing in yourself. That's what you need. And you got all the Phil's Gang material archived. You got classrooms. You got support. There's nothing like it. So as this market continues to go higher, not because things are good, not because the economy is doing well, because of all this stimulus, you're missing one of the best opportunities to put retirement money away now. Sock it away now, but you got to learn how to do it. Check us out. That's philsgang.com or give us a call 877-600-4264. Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, a lot of people are afraid of the stock market after losing most of their money in the different crashes, but now you don't have to be fearful because we have technology that will tell you when the markets are ready to collapse. That's right, the PT2. I designed it so that we get information in advance of any correction, the smallest correction to the largest correction. Get my PT2. Make sure this time when you are investing that you have safety on your side.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264.
I love your show. I love your honesty. Glad to say I'm doing very, very well. Thanks to Phil. I now have become a consistent, profitable trader.
I've been with you for about a month and a half now, and I'm already up 7%.
I'm so grateful that I found you and with you and your staff.
This year I'm up 60% on my portfolio.
I'm on top of the world. I finally feel like I've got my master's degree in stock trading.
Well, I just want to tell you, thank you for giving my confidence back in trading.
I have learned more in this 2 months than I have in my years of doing all my different stuff, and I want to say thank you.
Been with you a long, long time. Done really well with you.
I think what you're doing is extremely important. Financial education is, in many respects, the most important education you can get, and that's what they're getting from your show.
For more information on the philsgang.com, simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. Again, that's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by the Phil's Gang video channel on youtube.com.
Right now, consumers should be spending more money than they have been. Unemployment is going down. They've got a big boost from gasoline prices falling.
None of that happened. They're not getting a big boost from gasoline prices. Matter of fact, they're losing their jobs. Matter of fact, we lost so many jobs in the first quarter because of oil prices going down we ever did before. Because investment in the oil sector is drying up. It's been very bad for oil prices going down. It's been very, very bad for companies, and especially for jobs. In March, we lost 10,000 jobs alone because of the oil prices going down. It's not happening. And people who do save money at the pump when we had the low oil prices, it showed they weren't going to the malls. They were paying their back bills. They're paying their back rent, which right now rent is 50% of their income, of their take-home pay. 50%. Then you've got, as I said before, car insurance going through the roof, health insurance going through the roof. That's like this weekend I heard Obama say this. This was unbelievable.
By the way, 62 months ago is when I signed the Affordable Care Act. So obviously it hasn't done too bad in terms of employment in this country.
It sure has. It's killed employment in this job. Everybody's going to a part-time job. It's killing. See, here's the problem. They never break out the numbers. They just say, 223,000 jobs. That's not enough information. That doesn't distinguish between a part-time job, a full-time job, a guy who has an MIT, a degree from MIT, and he's working at McDonald's, to a guy who's working at GE. I mean, it's nothing. It doesn't give us enough information. We need a breakdown. Part-time versus full-time. That's why you want the reliable household number. That's the one you want. That makes more sense. Because, for example, the household number, they don't count. They don't count the kids who are 16 years old and under who are working. But the job numbers, they do. There's so many different things that are ridiculous about the job. In the job number they give us, the household number, they multiply the job several times. They count them 2-3 times. It's amazing. And think about this. What a stupid statement. How come consumers aren't spending more? They don't have the money. 39% of American workers, 39% make less than $20,000 a year. 52% of American workers make less than $30,000 a year. Here's the one. This really grab you. 72% of American workers make less than $50,000 a year. Start taking out your taxes and take half of that income is going to rent. Then pay your Obamacare, which is killing people, because now we have more. Matter of fact, remember that the number is skewed. These job numbers, they come out with the big number, 223,000. You have to have so many more jobs now because they're part-time jobs than you do full-time jobs. People just simply don't make enough money to support. There's no more middle class. The middle class is gone. It is gone. It's gone. And we have developed a business culture. They'll say, hey, look at corporations. They made $1.8 trillion last year. Well, guess where the money is? Overseas. They don't bring it here. And when they cut, what do they cut? Labor. So, okay, businesses made $1.8 trillion after-tax profits last year. But where's the money? It's overseas. They have over $2.1 trillion in profits stashed overseas. Now, they spent nearly $1 trillion on stock buybacks and dividends. Are you kidding? There's no value there. Companies don't get any value because of these stock buybacks. We should look, our profits are not, these companies' profits are not going back into the communities. See, that money should have gone back into the community. That money should have gone into infrastructure spending. But it hasn't. It goes back to stock buybacks, which is a joke. So you got stocks going every month up from $50 a share to $60, then $60 to $70, $70 to $80, and they don't do any more sales. It's just an absolute joke. But they don't care about the workers. And these household surveys are much more reliable than this BLS job gains we get every Friday. Because like I said, they don't break out these jobs. They don't give us enough information. They don't know. I mean, I'd like to know how many people are college-educated people that are now working washing dishes. How many actually got a job at NASA? What they spent, $30,000, $40,000 in a student loan to get an education, to get a job at NASA. They don't count. Think about this: the household survey, they don't count wage and salary workers under the age of 16, but they do with the job number. That's why you don't want the job number. You want the household number. See, and they'd rather give us the payroll survey, the job survey, instead of the more reliable household survey, because as I say, they count the number of jobs several times. In other words, payroll survey, a person has multiple jobs, right? And they'll count that job 3, 4, 5, 6 times to get the number up. And they don't do any revisions. In the household survey, that's what we want. Look what they did last month. They dropped the March from 126,000 down to 85,000. What are you, nuts? What are you, nuts? Now, what do you think they're going to drop to 223,000 to next month? They'll probably drop that down to 125, 150. So bottom line, for April, we had a historic gain of 437,000 part-time jobs. That's what you should be thinking about. That's what we had. And we lost for that month of April 252,000 full-time jobs. Now let's put in perspective the jobs we created. We're created 223,000. Now, that doesn't look so good now, does it? Because, see, that is the truth. But that's not how they give us. They don't serve us up the truth. So corporations have gotten bigger, and they're showing less concern for their workers. All they care about is making the money for their shareholders and the CEOs for themselves, for their options, and the money is not going back into Main Street. We never had that, and that's why we got an economy that is so bad. We got to get the money back into the economy. When we get back, we'll take a look at some stocks and why you should be in the stock market, especially with the coming crash.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Obama can't let the stock market go down. You lied about Benghazi. You lied about the AP. You lied about the IRS. You lied. Stop coming out here as a salesman. What's about is personal responsibility and education. Go to any supermarket, go to any store. My God, they got people that are 90 years old pushing out the carts. The last time I was in a supermarket, I took the old man, I put him in the cart. And I wheeled him to my car with the groceries. What have we gotten for stimulus? Trillions of dollars of stimulus. What have we gotten for? $3 trillion directly into the stock market. Lied to everybody, said we're doing that to create jobs. Pelosi tells you, go home. You're job locked. I don't blame he's taking a vacation, but stay home and rent some videos. So I care about your financial stability and making money in the stock market. For the rest of business news, social, and financial talk, join me, Phil Grande, at Phil's Gang Show, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern. Listen live at philsgang.com. Move over. TD Ameritrade and Scottrade. There's a new leader in the pack of the finest trading platforms in the country. That's right, Phil's Easy Trade platform, designed by professional traders, and is why it's so easy to navigate, so easy to execute, and includes the most important and advanced features that give both professional and novice traders the edge they would expect. So simplistic, so stealth-like to assist you in building your profit center. For information on Phil's Easy Trade platform, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG.
That's right, folks. philsgang.com now offers a stock trading and investing platform. This unique platform is fast and designed for performance with the integration with PTT1 and PTT2 stock charts. It will also be tailored to the way that Phil's Gang teaches you in class. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Here at Phil's Gang, we understand the ghosts of 2008 and 2009 hang over all investors. In a recent banking analyst report, studies show the reason people are not investing in the stock market is a greater need for financial education. At Phil's Gang, we are your #1 provider of financial investing education techniques. For over a decade, Phil Grande has been coaching, guiding, and helping people build a successful trading plan for any time frame, from current income to retirement security.
I think what you're doing is extremely important. People don't realize this, but financial education is in many respects the most important education you can get, and that's what they're getting from your show.
Build your investment confidence with Phil's Gang today with daily webinars, alerts, and educational videos. And all material is archived for your convenience. Put the investment ghosts in the past and start investing with Phil Grande and Phil's Gang today. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com. Or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Every single one of his medical bills, everything is just all taken care of.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes.
At St. Jude, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti. Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Professional traders and investors know that Interactive Brokers provides the edge they need in today's markets. Low commissions and financing rates, along with best price execution and a focus on advanced trading technology and low costs that help maximize returns. At Interactive Brokers, not only do professional traders and investors get direct market access to stocks, options, futures, forex, bonds, and funds on over 100 markets in 23 countries from a single IB universal account. They also benefit from a wide array of advanced trading technology, from extensive options trading tools to sophisticated risk management and much more. Keep a pulse on daily market activity with commentary with IB's Traders Insight, which delivers market analysis from professional traders in the industry directly to your screen. Visit us at interactivebrokers.com to learn more about these offerings. interactivebrokers.com. Interactive Brokers, member SIPC.
Be sure to watch the Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grande, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on various devices like smartphones, tablets, your computer, and more. Get free access to the Phil's Gang Show right in your hands at home or on the go. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com and click on the Listen Live link. And we'll see you on the charts.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by the Phil's Gang video channel on youtube.com.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Tonight you can go to my YouTube. I'll have up a new segment in YouTube for everybody. It's free. Go check it out. And what I want to talk about is WFM, Whole Foods. Whole Foods. Now, we all know who the millennials are. People, the young people, 21 to 35. Most of them are spoiled brats. And but they're running out of money. They make up 25% of the population. And they're now running out of money. Now, who got hurt? Whole Foods. Now, let's take a look at Whole Foods, WFM. Go to my site, philsgang.com. But the gang, we didn't get hurt. Last week alone, their stock dropped in one day 9%. It's dropped totally about 28%. And guess what? If you were a gang member, go check it out right now. Go to philsgang.com, click on Watch Live, and if you have a mobile device or if you have a computer at home or at the office, take a look at this. And let me give you the correct number. It turned red at $54, and it dropped to $41. So I'll give you a percentage in a second on that, 54 to 41. That's a 24% drop. Now look at this. If you were in that stock, and let's say you got into the stock when it turned green. Here, I'll bring it back a year. Let's say you got into the stock at $37.90. It went from $37.90, okay, all the way up to $57.49. So let's think about that. So a 51% gain. So let's say you only got half of that. But the minute it turned green, owning the chart, being a gang member, you would have gone long. And you had the confirmation, you had the red crossing yellow. Look at that. You would have gone long. You would have bought the stock. You didn't have to know anything about the stock. You didn't have to know how many stores it has. You don't have to know about its free cash flow, operating cash flow. You don't have to know anything about their products, nothing. All you had to know is the institution started to buy this stock back in October of 2014. It turned green. The institutions that own most of that stock started to buy more of the stock, and you would have to because it turned green. So it went up 50%. Then all of a sudden, it turned red, and it dropped about 20, I think we said 24%, something like that. So you would have caught it on the way up, and you would have caught it on the way down. Even if you cut it in half, you caught half of it. What is wrong with that? Now, the millennials, as I say, these are the age group 21 to 35. They make up 25% of the population, and Whole Foods is in trouble because they don't have any money, these kids. They don't have any disposable income after they pay their bills. They buy about $1 trillion worth of products a year. About 1 in 4 have children, okay, and about, that's 53% of them. 37% of them say they are willing to purchase a product or service to support a cause, and that's what Whole Foods is all about. It's all about this cause. Have you ever seen the people working Whole Foods? I mean, they got purple hair, pink hair, tattoos. I mean, I've never seen such a group of people in my life. Some haven't taken a bath in years, I don't think. It's the natural look. Well, they're in trouble because they targeted this group. Listen to this. And this is why, and again, if all you had to do, if you were a gang member, you would have made money on this.
Well, they say time is money, and according to a new study, young people may be running low on both when it comes to retirement planning.
For young people, when it comes to saving money,
what I get kind of just goes into my savings account.
It's a trend among millennials outlined in a new study released today, one that some experts say could be a financial disaster plan.
You will never retire if you put your money into a savings account. Saving for retirement, it may be 45 years away. That is light years beyond their reach, their comprehension.
20-somethings are shying away from investments and are more focused on things like paying off debt, getting a job, buying a home, and getting married, all before saving for retirement.
Now, at a younger age, they're going to have to figure out, I need to invest in the stock market, or somewhere I need to invest to get a decent return so that over time it compounds and builds to a decent nest egg.
And here's the problem, not only for the millennials, but for our retirees. People have turned their back on the stock market, and I don't blame you. Look at the morons we have. When you turn on CNBC in the morning and you listen to Kramer, you listen to the rest of them, I mean, it is just unbelievable.
Starbucks possibly bringing delivery to a city near you, and a good way to perk up your portfolio.
What an idiot. Starbucks. First of all, you wouldn't buy Starbucks right now. As a matter of fact, I told my gang this morning at my coffee talk, and by the way, if you look at the gang membership for $49.95, are you kidding me? You get more than any newsletter. You get a teaching class every morning from 9:30 in the morning to 11. I'm right there teaching. The market's live. You can see my computer. And I will go, for example, we're shorting Whole Foods, and I bring you all the way through it. So I'm coaching you all the way through it. You get updates all day long on Whole Foods and other stocks you're involved in, and you get updates on the market, what's going on with the market. And for example, the yield on the 10-year Treasury is going up. How's that going to affect your stock and why we're going to do something? All great information, not all this crap that they give you. Just information that you need. And where are you going to, if you're a millennial or you're retiring, where are you going to get money to retire? You got to put your money to work. First of all, you got to sacrifice. Now, we all know things are tough out there. It's not like they're telling us how the economy is terrific and it's really an unemployment rate 5.4%. Everybody's got a great job. Are you kidding me? The jobs suck. They're all part-time jobs, but you've got to do something, and the market is the best place in the world. It's better than real estate. We've always had that argument, and it's always turned out to be much better than real estate. And now they got the new program going on, the new the TPP program, the new Transatlantic Pacific Partnership. What a scam that is. That's after NAFTA. That's going to hurt jobs even more. NAFTA is a scam. And they're going to bring this thing on right after it, the TPP. Are you kidding me? The 20 largest multinational corporations and the Clintons are going to become gazillionaires. Especially the pharmaceutical companies. Obama is in bed with the pharmaceutical companies with Obamacare. Now he's in bed with them in this deal. The banksters are going to get a great deal out of this. Goldman Sachs is going to get a great deal out of this. The multinationals are going to get a great deal out of this. Are you kidding? And we're going to get screwed. The workers are going to get screwed. And we are going to get screwed. The middle class. We already owe foreigners $1 billion every day. We're in the hole. Our trade deficits are $11 trillion a day. That's $35,000 every man, woman, and child. And now we're going to do this trade Pacific partnership. Are you kidding me? We have a 20-year anniversary with this NAFTA, and never had a greater deficit than $135 billion in trade. Look at the last 14 trade deficits we have. The largest in history. The largest in history. Are you kidding? We used to have, before NAFTA, a $2 trillion in surplus. Now we got $11 trillion in deficits. We lost 5 million jobs overseas. In fact, it's 15 million jobs because you have jobs depending on the 5 million. It's called the multiple effect. So actually, we lost 15 million jobs. So what's going to happen? Jobs are going to get worse in the United States because we're going to be shipping them even more jobs overseas. So we got to borrow every month $5 billion. I mean, every day we got to borrow $5 billion a day. And we're going to have to borrow more than that in the winter to buy our oil. So what does that mean? It means it's time to get into the stock market because they're going to have to do quantitative easing, print money so they can buy the treasuries to drop the interest rate down to about 1.1% the government to borrow money. And the stock market will go up another 200%. We'll be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grande and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, my name is Lou Ann, and I'm from New York and a very appreciative gang member. Thank you again, Phil. I've been a Phil's gang member for 3 weeks now, and I've learned a lifetime of information, facts, clarity, confidence, and stock trading skills. Thanks again for all your teachings, Phil. Because of you, I'm applying myself and taking my future in my own hands.
To find out more information on Phil's Gang, just go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com, or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Every single one of his medical bills, everything is just all taken care of.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes.
At St. Jude, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti. Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Obama can't let the stock market go down. You lied about Benghazi. You lied about the AP. You lied about the IRS. You lied. Stop coming out here as a salesman. What's about is personal responsibility and education. Go to any supermarket, go to any store. My God, they got people that are 90 years old pushing out the carts. The last time I was in a supermarket, I took the old man, I put him in the cart. And I wheeled him to my car with the groceries. What have we gotten for stimulus? Trillions of dollars of stimulus. What have we gotten for? $3 trillion directly into the stock market. Lied to everybody, said we're doing that to create jobs. Pelosi tells you, go home. You're job locked. I don't blame him. He's taking a vacation, but stay home and rent some videos. So I care about your financial stability and making money in the stock market. For the rest of business news, social, and financial talk, join me, Phil Grande, at Phil's Gang Show, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern. Listen live at philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, a lot of people are afraid of the stock market after losing most of their money in the different crashes, but now you don't have to be fearful because we have technology that will tell you when the markets are ready to collapse. That's right, the PT2. I designed it so that we get information in advance of any correction, the smallest correction to the largest correction. Get my PT2. Make sure this time when you are investing that you have safety on your side.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264.
Move over. TD Ameritrade and Scottrade. There's a new leader in the pack of the finest trading platforms in the country. That's right, Phil's Easy Trade platform, designed by professional traders, and is why it's so easy to navigate, so easy to execute, and includes the most important and advanced features that give both professional and novice traders the edge they would expect. So simplistic, so stealth-like to assist you in building your profit center. For information on Phil's Easy Trade platform, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG.
That's right, folks. philsgang.com now offers a stock trading and investing platform. This unique platform is fast and designed for performance with the integration with PTT1 and PTT2 stock charts. It will also be tailored to the way that Phil's Gang teaches you in class. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And join the gang. Go to my site, philsgang.com. It's only $49.95. Okay? And again, this is this is a perfect opportunity because this market is going to correct big. And we're going to make money as it corrects, and then we'll make it again when it rallies, when they bring in QE4. Don't miss it. I know people are upset with the stock market. Don't be upset with the market. Be upset with the people surrounding the market. They mislead you. They only care about themselves. Their behavior is tied to their compensation. The compensation is what dictates their behavior. Because remember, they have no fiduciary relationship at all with you. None. It's with their shareholders, their boss, and that's it. Not you. They have no relationship with you. They don't have to. There's no law. There isn't. Believe me. There's no fiduciary law. Nothing. They can do what they want with you. By the way, talking about law, for all my listeners in Southwest Florida, especially Sarasota County, don't forget now, there's going to be a great campaign fundraiser for Sheriff Knight, and it's going to be Wednesday. Mark this on your calendar, May 27th from 6 to 8 p.m., and just bring your flip-flops. You don't have to have a tie. It's going to be very casual. It's located in Old Forest Lakes. That's 2919 Pony Lane, and that's in Old Forest Lakes. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a campaign fundraiser for Sheriff Knight, and he's a great sheriff. And I'm going to tell you, for your businesses, for all the business people, he really cares. and he cares about white-collar crime. There's no sheriff that's ever cared about white-collar crime. And white-collar crime now with computers and technology is getting worse and worse and worse. And he really cares. The sheriff's department it's up to speed. They have fantastic people there. They have the technology there. So when someone steals from you or whatever, it's amazing what this man does. He runs a great department, great people, and we've got to have him back as our sheriff. I'll tell you that, especially businesses, but for everybody in the community. He's been a terrific sheriff. Don't miss it. That's Wednesday, May 27th. It's a fundraiser, campaign fundraiser for Sheriff Night. It's going to be 6 to 8 p.m. Wednesday, May 27th, and we'll post it up on our site so that you can, if you can't make it, or you can send a donation if you want to. Okay, but that's going to be Wednesday. That's this month, May 27th, at 2919 Pony Lane, Sarasota. It's located in Old Forest Lakes. That's for all my friends in Sarasota here. Don't miss it. It'll be a lot of fun. Okay, all right. And as I say, I'll post it on my site. So if you can't make it, you'll know where to mail your campaign contribution. Okay. All right. Great. Very good. All right. Great guy. And as I say, he's really good. This guy is a great sheriff. All right. Now, if you're going to retire, whether you're a millennial, and by the way, when you're 35 years old, you never think retirement is coming. You never think. You laugh at it like it's light years away. You don't even think of it. That's when you got to start thinking about it. And yes, the market is rigged. No question about it. And thank God it is rigged. If the market was honest, you'd never be able to make money. Look at the stock market. For 6 years in a row, it goes up every year. 30% a year, rigged by quantitative easing. Now, what is quantitative easing? It means that corporations are no longer taking their profits and putting them back out into the community. No longer are they taking their profits and building a new building, hiring people, and buying new equipment, gives other jobs to other people. It's called the multiplier effect. Those days are gone. They are so greedy now, the CEOs and the board of directors, they want all the money for themselves in stock options. So they don't take their profits and put it back to the community. Last year alone, over $750 billion should have went to the communities. Instead, it didn't. That's why we're not creating jobs. And we got this machine creating these part-time jobs, which are a joke. A joke. So, but what does this mean? Well, if the stock market is rigged, and how's it rigged? To go up. And how do they do that? Through quantitative easing, meaning that because the economy is not growing, our government has to keep borrowing more money because there's not enough income tax revenue. So they keep borrowing money. Like this winter, we got to buy oil. So we got to buy oil from overseas. How do we pay for it? We're broke. Apple has more money in their checking account every morning when they open the doors than when our Treasury open the doors in the morning. Believe it or not, they do. So what they have to do is borrow money. Where do they borrow the money from? Their money comes from the 10-year Treasury. The interest rate is tied to the 10-year Treasury. So when the 10-year Treasury rate is now up to 2.14, I think it is right now, or 2.24, they're not going to pay that kind of money. They're not going to pay that kind of interest. We'd be in a depression. They got to get it back down to 1.5. 1.7. They can't. It's just now it's up to 2.6. They can't pay that kind of interest. The government will not pay it. So what do? They print money. This is called quantitative easing. They print it, and then they buy all the 10-year treasuries themselves to lower the interest rate down. And then they borrow the money. Now what does that do? That shoots the stock market straight up. And that means they drop the interest rates on money to 0%, so they can loan money to corporations at no cost, at zero. And corporations, what do they do with it? Especially banks. Banks will take the money and loan it right back to the Federal Reserve. They get it from the Federal Reserve at zero interest. They loan it right back and get 3%. They make more money on the 3% than loaning to, let's say I want a loan for my business. I want to expand, hire 5 people. I go in for a loan. They give me, and they charge me 6%. They make 1.2% on the 6%. But now they don't loan me. Why? Because they get the money at zero. They loan it right back to the Federal Reserve at 3% full profit, 3%. They have no overhead, nothing, 3%. So right now, businesses can't expand. There's no money. There's no money. And then the money that the corporations are making, and how do they make money? By cutting overhead, because they don't have sales. We have $1.8 trillion in profits. Where's it come from? It doesn't come from sales. It's coming from cutting overhead, cutting labor, the biggest cost, cutting labor. And that money doesn't go back into the economy anymore. So you see this vicious cycle? So the money's not going into the economy. So if you got $700 billion at the end of the year should go back into the economy, that's not going into the economy. The companies are keeping that money, and they're putting it out through dividends, and they're buying their own shares back. They're taking all their profits and buying their own shares with it. And then the government, they're in trouble then because there's not enough tax revenue. So what are they going to do? They're not going to pay the high rate, as I just told you. They're going to get that rate down by buying treasuries themselves. They print it. So what a wonderful opportunity. So that means the market will continue to go up, even though it's not supposed to go up. And with today's technology, you know when to get out. I just showed you on Whole Foods. Whole Foods went up from $36 up to $57. That was about a 30% gain. And then all of a sudden it started to turn red. And in the minute it turned red, it dropped from $54 down to $41. So think about that. You caught the gain all the way up, which I think I said was around 30%. So let's say you caught half of it. Cut it in half again. And then you would have known when to get out of it when it turned red. But that's the technology. All you need is the technology and someone to reach out and show you how to use it, and that's what I do. All I ask you to do is just donate to St. Jude. I reach out to you, and I show you how to use charts. Very simple. You don't need to know anything about math. You don't even need a high school education, for heaven's sakes. It's all about patterns. And now, with the technology we have, you don't even have to know patterns anymore. Just, do you know green from red? It's that simple. So, whether you're going to retire, whether you're 35 or you're 40 and you're not thinking about retirement, that's when you should start thinking about it, put away. You start making it in the stock market. If you're in your 40s and your 50s, go to the stock market. There's nothing better than the stock market. You'll never make this kind of money in housing, never. Because the stock market is always there. It's always liquid. Every day, if you want your money back, you click a button and you got your money back immediately. It's not like selling a house. If you're trying to sell your house, you sit there for months, sometimes for years, trying to get your money back. You can't. But with stocks, you can get your money back in a fraction of a second. You just click the mouse and you got it back. What is better than that? There's nothing better than that. And right now, we have some great stocks in the next few months that are going to really do well, because of what's going on with the dollar and its economy. So join the gang tonight, Phil's gang. Whether you're young or old, it doesn't matter. You got to think about putting money away for retirement, and this is the only place to do it. See you on the charts. Phil's gang, join the gang.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.